What is good? It is your boy, Mr. Frenzy from MrFrenzyProductions.com, and today we are going to add rolls to our hi-hats because in trap music, that is very important for some reason. Actually, I know the reason, but it's just really important in general. That's how kind of people can distinguish the difference between trap and I guess like dirty south and all that sort of stuff is the hi-hat rolls. Okay, so to do a hi-hat roll, we have to start going into the 16th note subdivision. Okay, so this is what I mean. We have the hi-hat right here, which is going 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and to get actually a better view of this, we can do that so it actually shows 1 and 2 and. Now we have all these other places here which are the 16th note subdivisions that we can play with to be able to get the sort of fast hi-hat sound. Okay, so let's listen to it first. Okay, and also what I'm going to do too, so it's not so distracting, I'm just going to take out all of the auxiliary percussion, open hi-hats, side snares, and all that sort of stuff so we can listen to what we got. We're just going to work with the kick, the clap, and the hi-hat. And I'm also going to turn up the hi-hat and probably turn down the kick a little bit so we can kind of focus in on the hi-hat so you can hear it a little bit better. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is literally to get a faster sort of hi-hat sound is actually you just add more notes. You add them on the subdivisions, the 16th note subdivision. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to place a note on the E of 1 and the of 1, okay? Signifying this hi-hat is playing 1 E and There you go. You have a form of a roll there. Now I can place another one here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically place the hi-hats on the certain subdivision just for right now. And if I want even faster hi-hat rolls, I'm going to show you how to do that as well in just a second. All right, and then more here. So it's the same principle here. This is 1 E and okay? 1 E and 1 E and okay? Let's listen to it. Now also I'm gonna make these notes like that so it doesn't look confusing, okay? Cool. Over here, make these all the same. So basically, yeah, I mean, this is what you have to do to be able to kind of get the sort of fast trap hi-hats that you want. You have to kind of have the idea in your head and just input them and just, test and tweak. Now be careful, because right here I accidentally put on another note on top of it, and if you do that, what will happen is it'll just make that hi-hat louder and it might drive you crazy in your mix. Cool. Now, I think personally for me, I think the hi-hats are kind of a little bit too busy, so I'm just going to kind of take out some of them here, see how it sounds. There we go. That's a little bit better. Okay, now for the really fast hi-hats. So now we are in 16th notes, okay? Now to do 32nd notes, you actually can. You can go over here and then just, put this into step mode, and then there you go. You even have more subdivisions, okay? So now it gets to the nitty-gritty sort of tedious sort of thing. So the subdivision of a 16th note is a 32nd note, so you would have to literally do this and then drag this one over here like that. You see what I mean? That's a bit tedious, but if you want that, you can either do it this way. And by the way, there is no counting principle when it comes to 32nd notes because generally they're so fast that you can't literally count them while you're playing them, okay? But this is what 32nd notes would be. Let me play it from the beginning. See what I mean? Now, the thing is that instead of actually having to go in and literally draw in the MIDI like that, there is actually a shortcut that you could use to get that same effect a lot faster. So if you literally just, you highlight all of your MIDI right here, and then you hit Alt-U, there you go. It does it for you. Now here's the thing. I believe I'm in 64th notes right now. I just want 32nd notes. So you take this time mole, I don't know what mole stands for. If you drag it up, basically you're getting less subdivisions. So right now we're in 16th notes. If you drag it down, then you're getting more subdivisions. This would be 32nd notes. This would be 64th, so on and so forth, okay? So right now I just want it to be in 32nd notes. Cool. And, let's try 64th notes just because we can. This is going to be really fast for an entire beat, meaning these 64th notes are going to be from count 1 to 2, or beat 1 to 2. That's pretty gnarly, you know what I mean? So I'm just basically kind of just showing the example. I'm not going to have my subdivision actually be there. What I will do is I'll put the rolls somewhere else, okay? But first off, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put it back in line mode. Because if you just stick with line mode and just use the Alt-U, it's just going to be a lot easier for you to operate, okay? And a lot more efficient. Okay, so now I got to figure out where I want my rolls. Actually, I kind of liked that sort of 16th note roll here. Now, I want one right here. So I'm just going to highlight this one MIDI note here. I'm going to hit Alt-U, and this will turn it into, I believe, 64th notes. Now, here's the thing. You want to make sure that your 64th notes or 32nd notes are kind of a little bit lower in volume, because the roll will sound too aggressive. It's not. If it's not, let me show you. See what I mean? Just like kind of jolts you. So what you do is you can come down here to the velocity. Velocity basically stands for how loud it is. So the more velocity you have, the louder it's going to be. See what I mean? And then less velocity, the quieter it's going to be. See what I mean? Now, that's kind of what we want to go for. We want to make sure this roll adds a little bit of texture, but it doesn't pound the ears. Because we want it to add a little bit of extra cool rhythm and flavor without it being disruptive to the rhythm of the beat. I'm also going to put one right there as well. Now here's the thing. Instead of me, actually, I'm going to do it just for teaching sake, and also I'm going to take my hi-hat off of use loop points. So I'll explain use loop points later, but if you keep clicking on the MIDI, it'll just keep looping over and over again, which can be distracting. But we'll get to that later in a more intermediate advanced module. So here, I'm going to Alt-U, again, done. Make sure to hit accept. If you don't hit accept, it's not going to do it. See? Alt-U. Make sure that you get the right subdivisions. There you go. Make them quieter. Oh, by the way, I didn't explain this. Make sure that you hit right click. Make sure that everything is highlighted, and right click and drag up. Okay? And same thing with down, so on and so forth. Okay? Just drag up and you're good. Cool. Good. Add some open hi-hats here. Now, what I could do as well, if I wanted to, just take all of this and then copy and paste it over. Just makes your workflow a lot faster. Cool. And then over here, I'm going to have a long roll. If it sounds good. There we go. We're in 32nd notes. I'm going to really drag them up like that. Yeah, I've listened to the whole thing. You get the point. Cool. And then there you go. Now, there's some other things that you can do as well. I mean, you can mess with the panning. Panning meaning it uses the stereo spectrum. So if I do this with this roll right here, this roll will now be more in my left ear. And this roll right here will now be more in my right ear. Okay, let's see if you can hear this. Yeah, so basically it's panning from one side to the other. And if that's something you want to do, you can do that too if you want to. There's other things you can do as well, like, you can mess with the pitch as well, which is really popular. Now, if you, when you mess with the pitch, basically you bring it down in a note, it's going to be a lower pitch. And if you bring it higher, it's going to be higher in pitch. See what I mean? So if I just do a whole bunch of this. Which is kind of cool, actually. I'm not going to lie. I might actually keep some of this. Oops, I kind of messed it up. All right. Now you can go crazy with this sort of stuff. I mean, it's kind of endless when it comes to possibilities, but let's just actually kind of keep some of this. I'm just not going to pitch it so low. Yeah, that's kind of cool. So just adding that variation, instead of it just being like sort of straight hi-hats on the same pitch, it kind of adds a little bit more swing just by pitching down some of the notes. Now, same thing with this roll here. You could literally like pitch all these down and it'll literally pitch bend. See what I mean? Now, if that's what you want, then that's cool. I'm actually just going to kind of mess around, kind of see what I get here. I've never done this before, so I want to see how it kind of, if it sounds cool. You know, that actually, I've never done that before. It sounds kind of cool. Let me actually add some panning to it as well. So this panning is just going to go all over the place from my right ear to my left ear. Now, I wouldn't advise doing this. I'm just showing you all the possibilities that you have, which is kind of cute. Might want to actually mess with the velocity a little bit on that. Make it a little bit. Actually, I might pitch down the velocity. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. It's not necessary. Okay, so basically that's how you get that sort of trap hat sound, okay? What do we got next? I actually didn't write down the next module. Oh yeah, the 808. 808, 808, 808. So 808's going to apply the same sort of rhythm theory concepts. And also you're going to learn how to basically tune your 808 to the actual the track that you're using, okay? So it's going to take a little bit of ear training and all that sort of stuff, but we'll get there. All right, this is Mr. Frenzy from MrFrenzyProductions.com, and I will see you in the next one.